Achieve your goal. Everyone has goals, whether it is a having great career or an education, losing weight, winning a prize, or whatever it may be. Unfortunately, the fact is that many fail to realize their goals. This failure is not due to the fact that people are not motivated. Failure to achieve a goal is primarily due to the fact that people usually do not make a plan and or follow their goal thoroughly. The first thing you want to do is to clearly decide on what it is that you wish to accomplish. You should have a clear and vivid picture. And at the same time, you should decide on a realistic time frame by when you expect to achieve the goal. Next, you want to figure out how you are going to achieve your goal. If you wish to lose 30 kg, how are you going to do it? What steps are you going to take to get there? You need to create a plan because it gives you something to follow and makes the process easier. It's like walking up a stairway. You have to take each step at a time. Writing your goal and plan down is the next step. A written plan gives you something concrete to follow and reminds you of your goal. It helps to keep you focused. But don't just write it down. Stick to it. Follow your plan. If you don't, you won't achieve your goal. Finally, you want to do something every day that is related to your goal. It can be one or more things, but at least do one thing. This reinforces your desire to achieve your goal. If you don't, you are likely to give up. It doesn't take one to be a rocket scientist to realize one's goals. But if you plan and follow through with your plan and do something daily, you will definitely achieve what you want. Favorite TV show? My favorite TV show is Friends. Whenever I find time from my busy schedule, I always watch a few episodes. I often watch it with my family as well. I have seen the show in its entirely a number of times. It has been my favorite show for the past few years. I have always had an inclination towards watching comedy series. I strongly feel that situational comedy adds much needed humor in our life. It is something that gives us a break from the monotony of our routine life. Right after the pilot episode was aired, Friends became popular with people all over the world. Audience waited excitedly for the successive seasons. The final season's final recorded one of the highest TRPs in the history of American television. The reason behind the show's popularity has been its customary appeal. The struggles of the characters seemed rememberable and real. This made the audience form a strong bondage with the characters of the show. Each character has his or her own distinctive personality. The show presents such a beautiful variety in characterization that it mirrored real life flawlessly. It is for these reasons that the show snatched immense popularity and is still listed as one of the best shows. Discipline is the key. For any activity, discipline is the key word. It should begin with the self, then be extended to the family, neighbors, environment, workplace, society, and the nation at large. It is from society that inspiration is drawn. Systems and institutions should provide the inspiration to society through performance, which in turn will provide leaders capable of rebuilding and restructuring society into a strong nation. The nationalist's spirit then becomes infectious. Television. Television can be very helpful to the people who carefully choose the shows that they watch. It can increase our knowledge of the outside world. On the other hand, there are several serious disadvantages of television. In some countries, people watch the idiot box for an average of 6 hours or more a day. Many children stare at a television screen for more hours each day than they do anything else, including studying and sleeping. Many studies show that people become more violent after watching certain programs. The most negative effect of the television might be people's addiction to it. Smallpox. In May 1966, the World Health Organization was authorized to initiate a global campaign to eradicate smallpox. The goal was to eradicate the disease in 1 decade. Because similar projects for malaria and yellow fever had failed, few believed that smallpox could actually be eradicated. But 11 years after the initial organization of the campaign, no cases were reported in the field. The strategy was not only to provide mass vaccinations but also to isolate patients with active smallpox in order to contain the spread of the disease and to break the chain of human transmission. Rewards for reporting smallpox assisted in motivating the public to aid health workers. One by one, each smallpox victim was sought out, removed from contact with others, and treated. At the same time, the entire village where the victim had lived was vaccinated. Today, smallpox is no longer a threat to humanity. Routine vaccinations have been stopped worldwide.